And we started Quranic a few years ago to make learning the language of the Quran fun, easy, and accessible to all. And alhamdulillah, we've gotten nearly 500,000 downloads. We've also launched a lot of courses to help people to go in depth and learn in detail. So we're going to be previewing some of our courses as well as sharing some of our great moments. And I hope you'll join me along for the ride. I'll see you guys in a bit. Assalamu alaikum. All praises are due to Allah, and may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to our Learn to Read Quran in 20 Days class. Really excited for these 20 days ahead of us. I hope you guys are ready for this, not just a sprint, right? And I don't want to call it a marathon and make it sound like this impossible task, but but it's definitely going to be a great journey. I'm really excited for this class because we're going to learn to read the Quran. And it's something that, a lot of people have been trying to do for a long time. And maybe you start and you stop. And so I have two students with me live here, Morsin, Jose, as well as Sasum. And so they are both going to introduce themselves in just a second. But we're going to inshallah be learning to read the Quran. So as we begin here, let me go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see what I'm seeing, inshallah. Okay. Present. Okay, so Islamic Relief USA and Quranic are presenting this class. We are really excited for this class. We're going to be learning to read the Quran in 20 days. For those of you that are new to Quranic, Quranic is a mobile app that teaches people the language of the Quran in a fun and easy way. A little bit about myself. I am Imam Adam Jamal. I have a BA in Islamic law, a master's in education. I'm an imam at one of the largest mosques in the Northwest United States in Washington State. Alhamdulillah. And we started Quranic in 2017. And Quranic, we started with a crowdfunding campaign on LaunchGood, and we've gotten over 500,000 downloads. And we won the Global Muslim Startup of the Year and Muslim App of the Year, alhamdulillah, last year. So we are now award-winning in addition to, alhamdulillah, having come this far. And so as a part of this, obviously one of the things in order to understand the Quran and to start understanding Arabic, the first step you gotta take is to actually read Arabic, to actually be able to read Arabic. So reading the alphabet, reading the words, reading the verses of the Quran in its original language that, as Muslims, we believe was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, from the angel, via the angel Jibreel. So Allah gave those words to Jibreel. Jibreel gave them to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And that original Arabic, that original language, that's what we're here to do today, inshallah. Please do consider sharing this class with your friends. It's a very simple link, getquranic.com/Islamic Relief. And for those of you that just joined, it's /Islamic Relief because, alhamdulillah, Islamic Relief is our partner. So not only do we get to get the blessing of learning to read the Quran, we also, on top of that, get the blessing of bringing awareness to some of the great things that Islamic Relief does. In particular, today is the 10th anniversary of the violence and the war in Syria, and so in order to bring awareness to that, our friends at Islamic Relief, they have been spending 10 hours outside for 10 years to commemorate this event and to bring awareness to the suffering that our brothers and sisters in Syria are going through. And so they're almost done, I believe, with the 10 hours, right, Mohsin? Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, what you guys have been doing, and also introduce yourself?
Yes, alhamdulillah, mashallah. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Brother Mohsin Jose. I work at Islamic Relief USA. I'm an engagement specialist in the marketing team. And alhamdulillah, we came up with an opportunity or a challenge, more of an empathy challenge, remembering Syria and the 10 years. Basically, we'd asked individuals to work outside, to steer away from the comforts of their home for 10 hours, just small 10 hours. And if they could try to, in those 10 hours, raise funds to help support those in Syria, inshallah ta'ala, to do what we can. There's a lot of various different things that we do there overseas. We send aid, we send help, food, clothing, etc. And one end was just for you to do without some of the creature comforts of home. And one of the things that we did in the past, alhamdulillah, 10 hours with me, actually, I was 12 because I had an hour before to set up and an hour after to help break down prior to this. We would make wudu outside, pray outside, and deal with the elements. And it was about 30, almost 40 some degrees. So it was not warm. But the whole point was to understand and imagine a short 10 hours, what these people have gone through and had happened in the past 10 years. Just have people to have a general understanding and do it from home. Alhamdulillah. So it's been fairly successful. And alhamdulillah, mashallah, it's been one of these things that we do, and it's a small part of what Islamic Relief does to bring awareness to the global issues that we have, and to be that help and that aid, as far as a humanitarian aid organization, alhamdulillah.
Thank you so much, Brother Jose, for introducing yourself and introducing the incredible work you guys are doing. And you are going to be doing what you do at Islamic Relief throughout these 20 days while also joining us. So it could be that you are anywhere in the world while you are doing these 20 days of learning to read the Quran. And that'll showcase all the things that you guys are up to as well. So I'll be excited every day to see what your background is, where you're at, and we'll see how that goes. Sasum, do you want to also introduce yourself? And you're new to Islam, right?
Yes,
Sasum,
yes.
You were saying.
My name is Sasum. I reverted to Islam just this past summer. It started as an academic interest. I was reading about the Moors in Europe in the 15th century and the amazing impact that they had on the culture. And I was so impressed by the diplomacy, even in war times. And I got into Islamic geometric design, and I started listening to recitations from the Quran, and it just, all of a sudden, everything was Islam around me. And I felt very called in. And as soon as I officially decided that I wanted to take it as my faith, I really wanted to learn to recite Quran, because I don't know how to describe the way it felt in my heart, but I'm almost in tears now just trying to recall. I felt pulled. I felt an irresistible pull. So I recite on my own. I, find resources that are free or low cost online. And among them, I found, this space, and I got the email recently asking for a sister who knows no Arabic. And that is very, very much me. I don't even know the alphabet. So I'm really excited, because I don't like reading transliterations. I want to be able to sit with the text and read the real Arabic and get into the space that came through the Prophet, peace be upon him. So I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and thank you to everyone for allowing me to be here.
Awesome. That is a beautiful story and so powerful. And it just shows you, from all walks of life where Muslims come from. And so thank you for sharing that. And by coincidence, you're in Houston, right? And I was born in Houston. And now I'm in Seattle, and you've spent some time in Seattle. So that's pretty cool. Small world.
Yes, very much so.
All right. So just a few things before we get started here. I don't know why this keeps going back and forth, but what will you learn? So inshallah, so this is the road to reading the Quran. We're going to start with the Arabic alphabet today. After that, we're going to and especially we're going to focus on the pronunciation of those Arabic letters. You could pick up a book and you can learn the Arabic alphabet, right? But you're here because I'm going to help you with that pronunciation. There's those 3 or 4 letters. There's not too many of them, but there's those 3 or 4 letters which are like Arabic specific. And there's a trick to pronouncing them, which makes it really easy, really simple. And we've done this many times now. So your results are guaranteed. All you got to do is show up. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
Inshallah, mashallah.
And then the last thing is to become more fluent, of course, in the reading of Arabic. So it's like a computer. Remember in Windows 95, right? Processor speed was so slow, right? It was like 10 megahertz, or I don't even remember what the terminology was. And then it started doubling, didn't it? It started doubling and tripling, and now it's at whatever amount now. It's the same way. At first, that processor, you're going to need some time to process the letters, and that's perfectly part of the process. That's perfectly exactly how it should be. Eventually, you'll get more fluent with more practice and more advice and tips and tricks that I'm going to be giving you. All right, so what should you do before the class? Number one, download the PDF, okay? Those of you listening in, also about the format. I know some of you might be wondering about the format. So every day of the 20 days, I'm going to have Mohsin and Sasum here live with me. So you're going to see them, and they're going to be learning with me. And they're going to be, their job is to represent you, right? They're like your representatives because they are learning from scratch. They have not learned a whole lot before or anything like that. They're learning from scratch. And they're going to be asking me questions, and I'm teaching them. And then through them, I'm also teaching how many ever people are listening in and watching in. And so we're going to, that's how it's going to work. We're not going to be swapping people around just because, hey, there's issues with quality, there's issues with what if you missed today and so on. So we're just going to have Mohsin and Sasum every single day of the 20 days. And for everyone else, the way you're going to interact is you're going to use the chat box. So you're going to use the Q&A box, and you can chat through there. If you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, then you can join through there as well, and you can chat through there as well. So that's how you will be able to ask questions, and I encourage you to ask questions. So before class, go ahead and download the PDF. That is the book that we will be using. It's a tried and tested book. It's called the Nuraniya, which means like the book of light. It's getqurani.com/nur. You can download that PDF. Again, remove your distractions, block the time in your calendar. It'll be at the same time every day. Maybe on Fridays, if I have a later khutbah, it might be a little delayed, but I don't expect that to happen more than 2 of the 4 Fridays. Also, in terms of your mindset, now this is really, I know this seems like a common sense, but really, this is going to be really important for you, because I know that there are some of you who've tried and stopped so many times, and you've been on or you've been off. And I can guarantee you, if you come for the 20 days, you will be reading the Quran, inshallah. But in order to do that, you need to have the right mindset. So number one, keep the goal in mind always. Why am I doing this? I'm not doing it for Arabic. I'm not doing it so I can talk to someone in the imam or some Arabic person in Arabic. That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing this for the Quran. I'm doing this to connect to the word of Allah. I'm doing this because I want to be able to read the Quran in its original language. That is why, and that's it. And I'm focused wholly on that. If you need to have like an Arabic copy of the Quran and just put it on your desk in front of you and just be like, that is my goal, right? So always keep that why in mind. Number 2, realize you're not going to be perfect. Although to be honest, most of the time, students, they get the letters or the words correct. They're usually 70%, 80% of the way there. Sometimes I'll drill you, like Mohsin, Brother Mohsin, I'm going to drill you sometime. I'm going to say, hey, say it again, say it again. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means, hey, there's a little more there. I just want you to keep trying. I just want you to practice a little bit, right? And it could be that
Sure.
you're pronouncing it the same 20 times, but I'm just like, hey,
Right.
just pronounce it, practice it. And you won't be perfect. You will make mistakes, but hey, that's why you're here. If you were perfect and you did not make mistakes, you wouldn't be here. So just embrace that mistake making. That's a part of language learning. That's a part of learning anything new, and especially when it comes to this. Last thing, listeners, those of you that are listening and not live with me here, all of you besides Mohsin and Sasum, read out loud. Even if the people at home think you're crazy, even if the people at home think, well, who are you reading to, or who are you speaking to, what language are you speaking, doesn't matter. Just read out loud, because that's how you're going to learn. You want to activate, right? You want to activate. So you want to activate your tongue by speaking it. You want to activate your ears by hearing it. And when you hear it, it's different from when you hear me saying it, because there's zoom and there's like a delay and there's lag and there's, processing stuff, right? You lose some of the sound. So say it so that you hear it yourself, right? A lot of times you're able to catch yourself. So you're using your tongue, you're using your ears, and then you're using your eyes, of course. So use all those senses to interact with the learning today. All right, and throughout these 20 days. So read out loud. Every time Mohsen reads, you should be reading. Every time Sasun reads, you should be reading. Every time I read, you should be reading. All right. If you're ever asking the question, should I also be saying this? Then the answer is always going to be yes. All right. The answer is always going to be yes. The more you practice, the better you'll get, the faster you'll see results. Okay. During class, please use the chat, as I said, to ask questions. Don't argue in the chat, but use the chat to ask questions. Ask me to repeat, ask for clarifications, and most of all, have fun, right? Relax, be yourself. Don't be like, oh, well, what if I get this wrong, or what if I get that wrong? We'll just enjoy making mistakes up here, inshallah. What can I do after class? I know it's 20 days. It's busy. You have work, you have school, you have food, dinner, family time. If you get some time, maybe on the weekend, maybe in the morning, you can review and practice the lesson from before, but it's definitely not something that I'm saying that I'm expecting you to do. It's not something, if you come in and you just do the material in class, that's enough for me. If you want to see more results, you can review and practice the lesson from the day before. All right, and that goes for Sasum Jose and also the listeners as well. All right. Actually, Jose Sasum, I actually prefer if you don't review. So you're just kind of like, hey, you're just coming in for the 20 days. But if you want to, you can. If you feel like you have 10 minutes to just look over it, great, why not? It'll only improve your result at the end. All right. Also, some quick announcements. Sign up to support our work, access recordings, and ask questions after hours. getquranic.com/hero. That's where we have all of our courses, our understanding Arabic courses, and so on. You can also ask any questions to our support email if you have trouble signing up or anything like that. support@getquranic.com. And you can also follow both of our organizations on Facebook, facebook.com/Islamic Relief USA, where this class will be playing live, and also facebook.com/GetQuranic1 for the inshallah, for the live there as well. Okay. So with that said, I am now going to move over to the book, the textbook here. It's called the Nuraniya. This is a very traditional text that's used all over the world to help young people, old people to understand, to start reading the Quran. So we start with Bismillah, with the name of Allah. And we're going to go ahead and get started with the alphabet here in just a second. So let me just see if there's any questions. And see if I can answer anything. Assalamu alaikum. Why am I not live? Is it selected only? Yes, it will be Mohsen and Sasum all of the days. Hamdi, I had tried to read Arabic. I can pronounce well, but I struggle with the vowels and reading Arabic. Will I have success? Yes, you will. Yes. So let's review the alphabet with you together, and then we're eventually going to get to the words as well. If you want to know what it'll look like by the end, you can just scroll down to the end of the PDF. So within 20 days, we're going to be reading stuff like this. Right now, it looks like spaghetti. It looks like spaghetti right now, but we'll be reading it in 20 days. That is the goal.
Inshallah.
Yeah, that is the goal. All right. Any other questions? Will they be available? Will they be recorded, available at a later date? Yeah, the link I sent you, that's how you can sign up to get access to the recordings. That's what helps us to support our work. I'm sorry I missed. Where could we find the PDF? It is getquranic.com/noor, Noor. Arena says, thank you. You're welcome. All right. Okay. How long will the class be? It'll be 1 hour. The link, I'm just going to type it into the chat so everyone has it, to the book. Even if you don't have the book, you don't have access to it, you're on your phone, whatever, you can just look on the screen here and you will have the book. So no worries at all. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started here. So this is the Arabic alphabet. And so today our goal is not to memorize everything. Our goal is not to memorize. My expectation is not that you will memorize everything. You might memorize just through, I guess, osmosis, just through the fact that you're repeating it over and over again. But I don't expect that you will memorize everything. My approach to learning that I have been successful with is learn as you go. So if you don't know the letter today, you will learn it tomorrow. And if you don't get it tomorrow, you'll get it the next day. The main thing is just showing up. All right, so let's go ahead and get started now. Arabic is right to left. Arabic is right to left. English is left to right, but Arabic goes right to left. English, right? English, I start here, right? English. Right? It starts left to right. Arabic, Hebrew, these kinds of languages, they go right to left. All right. Big problem when you're developing an app. Big problem to have. Bigger than you think. So, because everything's used to English. And so when you do right to left, you have to adapt everything. But anyway, let's go ahead and begin right here, top right. The first letter, we're focused right here on this part, not this part. This part we're just going to ignore, this little guy. So this one right here, the long line, is Alif. Can you guys repeat after me? Alif.
Alif.
Yep, that's it. Sounds like a leaf almost, but it's like quicker. It's not a leaf, but it's Alif. So imagine this is a tree, right? Imagine this is a tall tree and the leaf is falling down. All right, Alif. Alif. One more time.
Alif.
Alif.
Nice. As if you were born reading Arabic. Great job. All right, the next one is the letter. So this one, before I tell you the letter, this is what I call a boat. And then there's a fish under the boat. The fish is under the boat. So ba, this is the letter ba. Repeat after me. Ba.
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 Good. And so it's the boat with the dot at the bottom. The boat with the dot at the bottom. All right, just notice that dot. The dot will be important. The next letter has that same boat, and this time it doesn't have one dot. How many dots does it have?
Two.
2 dots.
2 dots. And where are they? They're not at the bottom, but rather they're at the
Top.
They're in the
at
boat.
the top. They're at the top.
In the boat. Yeah.
They're at the top. And so this is the letter ta.
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 Mm-hmm. Ta.
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 Good. So alif, ba, ta.
Alif.
Alif. Ba.
Ba. Ta.
Ta.
Nice. So the ta, once again, is the 2 dots on top. Ba is the 1 dot at the bottom. All right, the next one is also another boat. This time it has 3 letters. 3 letters. Sorry, 3 dots. I keep saying letters. Three dots at the top there. And the way I remember this one is 3 starts with TH, right? And this one is 2 starts with T. So 3 dots. This is the letter tha. Now this one is unique to Arabic. Tha. Can you try that?
Tha.
Ba.
Mm-hmm.
Ba.
Yeah. And the way that works is your tongue, it has to come out above your top front teeth. Tha.
Ba.
Tha.
Tha.
Ba.
Yep, there you go. Exactly. So tha.
Tha.
Ba.
Yeah, very nice. Sasum, I can't see your video. It's all red.
I'm gonna refresh. Oh, I think I
Okay.
have my camera turned around. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I can see you now. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I think yeah.
I was wondering. No worries. Okay, so that's the letter tha, and the reason why I asked is because I want to see how you're pronouncing it. So I want to see what's happening over here. Tha, your tongue should come out. Tha.
Ah,
Yeah,
Tha.
good, good, excellent. All right, the next one. So this is 4 letters so far. The 5th letter, and again, the focus is on pronunciation today. It's not on memorization. If you memorize, great. If you learn them, of course, this is great. It's only going to help you. But don't be so. A lot of times you're so worried about what's the first, second, third. You're not even paying attention what the next one is, right? So just focus on pronunciation. Jose, I can see you relaxed. You're like, yeah, actually, that's what I was doing.
All right, good. Alhamdulillah.
Right. You're already like, oh man, there's too many letters. 4 is too
I
many.
was worried about homework already.
Oh no, oh no. Yeah, we again learn as you go, right? So we're gonna keep seeing those letters over and over. You know, once we get done with the 29, that's it. There's no new ones. Okay. So alif ba ta tha. Then we have now this guy. Okay, he has a little bit of like a head, and then he has a big belly. All right. Okay, this has got a big belly. I call him Uncle Jeem. Uncle Jeem. So that's it looks like this. Jeem. Say that.
Gene.
Team.
Yeah, and he's got a big old belly button right here. All right, big old belly button, Uncle Jeem.
Gene.
Jeem.
Team.
All right, great. So let's do this line again. So the first one is Alif.
Aleph.
Alice.
And the next one, Sasum, what's this one?
Ba.
Yeah, good. How did you know that?
Because it's a boat
It's a boat.
with
It
the
has
fish underneath.
the dot at the bottom. Nice. The next one, what's that one, Mohsin?
Ta.
Good, good. It has the 2 dots on top. It's ta. I like how you did it so lightly. Ta. That was very good. That was very good. You know, usually the American T is a very strong T, like especially like the Texas T, right? It's very strong. Ta. But this is ta. It's a little lighter. Good. The next one, Sasum.
Ba.
Tha. Good. The tongue comes out under the top front teeth. Tha.
Ba.
Good. And then finally, the last one, Marcin.
Gene.
There you go. Very good. All right. The next letter now, what would you say? How does the next letter look in comparison to Jeem?
No belly button.
Right.
No belly button. There you go. And so this guy, he has an empty belly, right? The air has come out of his belly. And so the way I like to think of this letter is when you have your glasses, if you ever worn sunglasses, if you don't have glasses, and when you try to get the air out, how does that sound when you try to blow to clean them? What do you do? You go, right? And it's like that. It's like that coming out of that air, pushing that air out. So this is the letter ha. Can you say that? The letter ha.
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 Ha. It's like a little. You can feel it in your throat. You can feel it in your throat. It's a little raspy, and you're getting that air out, right? And just like you're doing that on your glasses, trying to get it to fog up so you can clean it. Just like that. Ha. Can you try that?
Ha.
Ha.
Just Morrison.
Ha.
Good. Good. That was good. Sasum.
Ha.
Good. That was great. Great. That's usually a letter that people find difficult, but you guys were able to get it right away. So great job. So that is the letter. I'll write it up here. That's the letter ha. Good. Okay. This next one. Okay. Where's the dot now?
Top.
Yeah,
Top.
it's on his head. So he's got a crown. Okay, I call it a crown. This is the letter kha. The letter kha.
Ha.
Ha.
Kha.
Ha.
And you can feel it in your throat. Kha.
Ha.
Oh.
Like you've got a loogie, like you've got a loogie you need to get out. Sorry if you're about to, you just ate lunch, Mohsen. I saw the picture of you with the brothers in the barbecue. So sorry
Yeah,
if you just
no.
ate. But it's like you got that it's stuck in your throat. You're trying to get it out. Ha.
Ha.
Yep.
And I have one
Ha.
question.
Yeah.
The ha, that's the first letter of Fusilat, yeah?
Ha. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. So you've been doing some studying then.
Well, I've like read the transliteration, you know, I listen
Oh,
to
okay, gotcha. Okay.
YouTube, but I don't know the Arabic, so.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Jose was looking like, hold on a second. What's
I'm like,
I
where'd
thought
she?
we were
She came out of
starting.
nowhere.
I
Inshallah.
thought we were starting from scratch here, and you're quoting the surahs. Nice, beautiful.
MashaAllah.
So
That's
so
good.
that is the ha, yeah, and that the ha is at the beginning of that surah. Yep, yeah. Okay, great. All right, the next one here, I like to call him. He looks like a greater than sign to me, at least. Some people see other things, but I see a greater than sign. This is the letter dal. Dal.
Dal,
Mhm.
Dal.
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 Very good. Very good. Yep.
Dal.
Yep. That's exactly it. Dal. It's not a very
Dal.
hard. It's not like our Texas D, which is like dad. It's like very duh, right? It's dal. It's lighter. Dal.
Okay. Dal.
Dal.
Yeah. But you guys did it great without even that tip. But yeah, dal. And the next one is, so you'll notice like these, you can kind of group these letters together. Like these three, they all have what? These three right here, ba, ta, and tha, what do they have? They all have what? That boat, don't they? They all have that boat, right? These three.
Right.
And then the next three have kind of that head in the belly, right? Which is jim, ha, and kha. You guys see that? How that is?
Jim.
Yeah.
Ha.
Jim.
Yeah, so it's like you have these different ones that are cousins or sisters, right? So jim and ha and kha, they're all cousins. They related in terms of how they look. Even if they sound different, they're related in how they look. So same thing here. This one is dal, and the next one here with one dot on top is val. Now the way you're going to pronounce val, okay? It's kind of in between the letter D and Z, kind of. And the way it's the easy way to think about it is your tongue is going to come out once again, just like I did for the one above it. Tha, your tongue is going to come out. You're going to say val, val. Notice my tongue is out. Val. Can you try that?
Val.
Val.
Good. And I want you to make sure there's a little bit of a z, kind of a buzz there, like a B almost. Val, val.
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 Very good, Jose. Very good. Sasu, one more time.
Val.
Good. Excellent. Both of you naturals. Val.
Val.
Yep. That's it. That's exactly it. Val.
Val.
Great job. Great job. All right. I'm just catching up with the chat here. Isam says, the way I learned it, Jim ate his lunch, Ha forgot his lunch, and Kha is bragging that he has a lunch by putting it on his head. Interesting. Okay, you're making me hungry, brother. Hi, brother. Can you see me? I cannot see you. I can only see Mohsen and Sasum. They're going to be the live students throughout the 20 days. The rest of you are listening from home, but I still require you to be pronouncing everything just like they are. Make sure you do that. Okay. The next and last letter of this row is Ra. Can you guys say Ra?
Raw.
Raw.
Ra. Ra. Good.
Raw.
Good. Yeah. But even though it has nothing to do with the shape of the letter, I always think of Gordon Ramsay. You know, if you've seen, have you guys ever seen Hell's Kitchen?
I know who he is, but I've never seen his show.
so Gordon Ramsay, when he gets angry, he gets angry at people for not cooking something correctly.
I
The
know
meat-
what you're talking about
the
when he yells
meat.
that the meat is raw.
The meat is raw. That's his thing all the time. There's just like a bunch of clips of him just saying it's raw. You know, it just reminds me of that. But
Okay.
it doesn't have anything to do with the shape. Maybe this is a lump of meat somehow. You know,
Oh,
I'm
God.
sure if you're a if you're a griller, maybe. All right. So, but it's raw. Okay. The
Raw.
next one. Actually, before we do the next one, let's go ahead and do the pronunciation of this row one more time. So beginning with the first one, you guys can just alternate one by one. So Mohsin, go ahead. You start with the first letter here.
Are we starting back at Alif or Ha?
At ha. Yeah.
It says Ha.
Good. And it's that raspy. Remember, like you're trying to get that air out.
Right.
mhm.
Okay.
The next one.
Ha.
Good. Ha. Excellent. The next one.
Ha.
Mhm.
Dal.
Good. Dal. Good.
Fal.
Make sure there's a little bit of a buzz to it. Val.
Val.
Exactly. And then finally,
Raw.
raw. There you go. Excellent job.
Raw.
Great job. Any questions so far? Are we good on the pronunciation of the letters? Yeah.
No, alhamdulillah, that's good.
Okay.
so far,
Good.
yeah.
Good. All right. The next row of letters here. Now we're looking at Ra. His cousin has a dot on top. Okay, this is the letter za. Just the same Z that we have in English. Za.
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 Good.
Da.
Good. Excellent job. And he's nice and long like the Ra. It goes and when we see it in words, it'll make more sense as to how to tell the difference, for example, between Ra and Dal. They look kind of similar. Dal is more kind of curvy at the top, like that greater than sign. Whereas Ra, looks like almost like a banana.
Okay.
Almost like a banana. So it's more open. It's more open. And as we see it more, we'll get better at recognizing it. Especially once it's in the words. That's what our goal is. Once you see it in the word, you get to see more, because then you see where the letter is in terms of height as well. Like some of the letters are tall, some of them are short, but you only notice once they're next to other letters. So we'll get better at that as we go. The next letter here, my teacher always used to tell me this letter has 3 teeth. So it has 3 teeth. And that's when you pronounce it, you should be able to see your teeth. This is the letter Seen. Seen.
Seen.
Seen. Yeah, seen.
Seen.
Yeah, just like have you seen, right? Seen. And the next one is cousin. Now, what's the difference between this one? The only thing is that this one has how many dots?
3 dots.
3 dots
Three
on top.
dots.
So the same 3 teeth, 1, 2, 3 teeth. Then a long tail. It's got that tail, and it's got 3 dots at the top. This is the letter Sheen. Sheen.
Sheen.
Sheen. Yeah. So
Sheen.
seen and sheen.
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 Yeah, and that's just like the English sh. All right, just like the English sh. Okay, now this next letter. All right, this next letter, we're going to have to talk a little bit about this letter. This letter is the letter Sod. Try that. Sod.
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 Yeah. Don't be so sad when you pronounce sod. All right. Sod. Okay. Good.
Sod.
Yeah, good. And now you might say, well, seen is the sa sound and sod is the sa sound. So how do I differentiate? Well, in Arabic, we have this concept of heavy letters and light letters. So we have heavy letters and we have light letters. All right. Heavy letters, actually, let me start with light. Light letters are the most of the Arabic language is considered a light letter, and most of the letters. And what I mean by a light letter is that when I pronounce it, I pronounce it with a nice big smile. Seen, sheen, dal, okay, za. Most of these letters are light letters. Then there's a few that are heavy letters. Let me give you an example in English. Okay, awesome versus apple. So it's the same letter A, but how do I pronounce it? The A up here, how do I pronounce it? Aw,
awesome.
aw, right? And your mouth is like round, like your mouth is rounded. Aw, aw, right? Awesome. Whereas this A, how do I pronounce this A? I pronounce it as right? See how happy I am? Apple, right? And this is all.
Right.
And aw. Do you guys see the difference? So
Yes.
the A in apple is what we would say is light, and the A in awesome is what we would say is heavy. Aw, and aw. And that's all there. That's literally all there is. It's not any more complicated than that. That's literally all there is.
Okay.
It's the same difference as apple and awesome. The same difference for heavy and light. So seen is is sa, and then sawed is saw. I like to put a W because it reminds you of awesome. Saw, sa, and saw. Do you guys see the difference?
Saw.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Saw.
That's exactly it. Yep. That's exactly it. So this one is sawed.
Sawed.
Yep. Yep. Good. The next one here is dod. Dod.
Dog.
Yep. Dod.
Dog.
Mm-hmm.
So Imam, where's your dod? Where's your tongue and dod?
Yeah, so with dod, the tongue is covering the molars.
Okay.
It's almost like you are kind of holding it there. Like you're swallowing, almost like a swallowing feeling. Dod.
Dod. Okay.
Yeah. But there's you can go deeper, you can go real deep into dod. You can get lost in dod. But we're just gonna focus on the basics, which is that dod is a heavy letter, right? Dod is a heavy letter. I'm not too worried about where your tongue is right now, but I'm mainly concerned about, are you making it heavy? Dod. That's what I'm mainly concerned about. Yeah. Interesting question though. That shows me that you've tried and someone has really gotten stuck on you for the tongue and the placement of the tongue and the diagrams with all the tongue, and you're like, what's going on here? So I would say let's just focus on it being heavy. Dod, and that's enough for now.
Dod. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and review this line. This line. So Sasam starts off with the first one. Za. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Seen.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Sheen.
Good.
Sawed.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Dog.
Good. Nice. Excellent. By the end of this, your jaw might be tired. You're gonna be like, man.
It already hurts.
Oh.
Mashallah.
Well, Sasam, you're putting your whole face. I see your eyebrows coming. You're using your whole face, which is fine. Which is great. You're getting that exercise. Now, I used to come out. My teacher used to like drill me, and then I'd be like, "Oh, my mouth hurts. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to drink some tea or go to bed." Right. So that's part of the experience, and you'll definitely get used to it. Because you're exercising muscles that maybe you haven't exercised.
Right.
Because you're learning, so you're emphasizing more than you normally would if you were just reading normally. But that's part of it. And in my high school psychology book, I read this thing. I still remember. It's the one thing I remember from high school psychology, is that when you're born, you are able to pronounce every single sound in mankind, right? all of humanity, all the sounds in humanity, you're able to pronounce everything. But then once you learn your mother tongue, you forget the other sounds. So like when you're born, you can pronounce Chinese, you can pronounce Arabic, you can pronounce all those different languages. But as you focus like on English, then you forget the other sounds. So we have it within us. It's just those muscles have to be retrained, right? Okay. The next letter is the letter taw. Taw.
Tall.
Taw. Taw.
Paw.
Tall.
Mm-hmm. And the way I remember this letter is it has a kind of that circle, and then it has this tall tower, a tower. Okay, so it's a tower. It's got that tower. Taw. Taw.
Tall.
Paw.
Mm-hmm. Taw.
Paw.
Tall.
Good.
Paw.
Taw. And it's got that same kind of round, right? Round as sod here, but sod has a tail instead, and dod also has a tail, whereas thaw has that round thing, but then it has this tall tower. Thaw. Okay.
Paw.
The next one here is va. Va.
The.
The.
Yeah, your tongue is gonna come out. Va.
The.
Va.
The.
Yeah, so this one's a hard one, but you seem to have gotten it on the first try. I think the tongue out tip really helps. So val is the light version. Val,
Okay.
and then va is the heavy version. Va.
The.
Exactly. And try to have that kind of za to it, that buzz to it. Va.
The.
I notice students miss that. That's what I usually have to end up drilling students on, is that za sound. Va.
The.
Yeah. Va.
The.
There you go.
The.
There you go. Great job. Okay. Now, this next letter is the letter that many people think of when they think of Arabic, if they've heard some of the sounds. This is the letter Ain. Ain. Now you're like, where does that sound come from? It comes from the throat, and it's kind of like when if you have a younger sister or a niece or a cousin, and she came and she kicked you in the shin. What would you say? You would say, ah. Okay, it's that exact sound. It's Ain. All right, let's try.
Ain.
There you go, Marcin. Nice.
Okay.
Ain.
Don't worry about the Y too much. Don't if it's an I helps you, don't emphasize the Y too much. Ain.
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 This is the one I watched a whole video on YouTube just to pronounce this one letter. This is the one that gives me.
So focus on the first
Wow.
part, right? Don't worry about the I-N. Just try that. Yeah.
Ain.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Ain.
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 And just if you're pronouncing it right, try not to have any like jumps in your sound. It's just Ain. It's like a nice
Ain.
linear slope. Ain. It's not Ain, but it's Ain.
Ain.
Yeah.
Does it help?
Ain.
Does it help when you do the hand?
Like-
Ain.
So it's not. It's like think about the word pain, right? In English,
Okay.
we don't say pain. It's like unless
good.
you're like in WWF, but pain, right? You just say pain. You just ain, right? It's that ain, and all you're doing is you're switching the at the beginning with So ain.
Ain.
There you go. Ain.
I keep wanting to make this other sound. Ain. Okay, I gotta work on that one.
Yeah. But it's just a smooth. Don't go up and down with your sound. Just ain.
Ain.
Yeah. There you go. Good. We'll keep working on it. Remember, like I said, we learn as we go. We're not worried about getting it perfect at the very beginning. Okay. And the next letter is related to Ain in terms of the way it looks. So you'll notice they both have this kind of head, and then they have a tail. It's going in the opposite direction as these other tails we've seen. It's going towards the right there. So it has the top part, and then it has the tail. Okay, so that is Ain, and then this one is Ghain, and Ghain is a heavy letter. Ghain. So try that.
Rain.
Ghain. It's like the French gra almost. Ghain. Ghain.
Loin.
Good. No, that was good. Martin?
Rain.
Good. So it's a heavy letter. Ghain.
Loin.
Rain.
Good. Good.
Loin.
There's some T-shirts you can get. They say, "No pain, no rain." I don't know if you've seen those. They are workout T-shirts. No pain,
Okay.
no rain.
Rain.
Loin.
Yeah. All right. And the last letter here is fa, and that's just like our F in English.
Good, an
Fa.
easy one.
Yeah,
Fa.
that's an easy. Yeah, fa.
Fa.
Good. Okay, let's repeat this row.
Should I start?
Either or. You go ahead, sister.
Ta.
Thaw. Good.
Zaw.
And then get your tongue out for that one, Morrison. Vaw.
The.
There you go. Yep, that was it.
Ein.
Good. Excellent.
Rain.
Good.
Is that right?
Excellent.
Fa.
Fa. Nice and easy. Fa.
Fa.
Not fa, right? We're not making it heavy, but fa.
Fa.
Yeah. Good. All right. The next two, those were the two hard rows. Now it's smooth, and now it's a smooth sailing till the end here. All right. No more big waves. This first one is a heavy letter. It is cough. Cough.
Cough.
Yeah, and you can feel it at the back of your throat, like it's getting caught at the back of your throat. Cough.
Cough.
Good, Sasum. Yep. Morrison?
Cough.
Good, very good. Excellent. Cough. That was perfect. Both of you did perfect. I don't even have to drill you here. The next one is the light version of that. It's a baby cow. What do we call it? Calf.
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 Calf. Good. In terms of the way it looks, so you'll notice fa is a circle with a long tail. All right.
Okay.
And then qaf is kind of like we took that tail and we just kind of smushed it and we just kind of curled it up. And so qaf, it curls more than the fa, qaf. And I'm more focused up here on the dots. So this one has 2 dots, whereas fa just has 1 dot. Qaf has 2 dots. So that's the difference between those two. And kaf, it's straight, and then it's like a 90-degree angle here, and then it has a squiggly in the middle, the S, right, little squiggly in the middle. That is the calf.
Calf. Okay.
Calf. And again, I'm not worried about, hey, we need to memorize this today. We're just taking notes, mental notes on what are the different features that we can expect. Right, it's not unlimited. It's not like Arabic has a letter that looks like that, right? There's no letters that look like that. What we can expect is some circles, some tails, right? Those are the things we're just appreciating the features of the Arabic letters. That's our focus. All right. The next one. This looks like to me, Mary had a little lamb.
Lamb.
And Mary has the cane, right? I have a 1-year-old, so I hear that on those those kids things, right? She has the cane. It's like the upside down cane. Mary's upside down cane. Mary had a little lamb. So that's just the regular la in English. Although I would say like sometimes our L's are stronger. Like I know in Texas our L is very strong, right? Right, so it's like a O almost. What's a good word that like I fell, right? It's like a very
Fell.
strong L. Whereas in Arabic, it's a little lighter. Lam.
Lamb.
Yeah.
Lamb.
Ah, there you go. Yep. Very good. Okay. The next one here is kind of like a tadpole. So it's got a circle and it's got a straight tail here. I call it the tadpole. It is the letter meme.
Mean.
Mean.
Mm-hmm. Good. And then finally, you have a boat again. And this time you have one dot right in the center above. And that reminds me of when the sun is right up high at its highest point in the sky. Anyone know what we call that? What time of day is that? When
Noon.
Noon.
it's the letter noon. Yeah,
Nice.
before you get very, astronomical on me and you're like talking about astronomy and like that's the zenith and that's the it's all that stuff. I'm like, let me just it's the noon, okay, it's noon, all right. So when the sun is at its highest peak, that's noon, the middle of the day, noon.
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 Good. Let's go ahead and review this. Marcin, you start us off with the first one.
Cough.
Cat.
Very good.
Lamb.
Excellent.
Mean.
Good.
Noon.
Excellent job. Great job.
I got the real easy ones on that, Ro. You gotta give it to me. Those are
You had
lamb
cough.
and noon.
Cough.
Cough. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's. Alhamdulillah.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Alhamdulillah.
You're doing great. I know all the memories probably come back. Oh man, all those times, right, where you've tried. But this is it. This is the time, inshallah.
Mashallah.
We're forcing you in front of hundreds of people. We're forcing you. Marcin, you're gonna learn this.
Don't
Inshallah,
mention the people. I have to pretend the people are.
Oh yeah. Sorry. There's nobody here. There's nobody here. It's just us three. No one's watching.
Mashallah.
Allah is watching.
None. That's it.
That's it. So the last row here, there's a beautiful saying of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, narrated by his wife Aisha. He said that the person who reads the Quran expertly gets rewarded by Allah. Like there's a reward with Allah waiting for the one who reads the Quran proficiently. And the one who reads the Quran and finds great hardship and stutters through it gets double the reward. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you guys are doubling it right now. Okay. I think that's one thing I learned from it. That's the obvious thing. The second thing I learned is we should always be challenging ourselves, right? The more we challenge ourselves, the more double the reward we get. And not unnecessarily like using cold water to like, I'm going to use cold water to do wudu or to make the ablution, right? I'm not gonna use cold water. I'm not unnecessary hardship, but I'm just challenging myself, and that's how I get double the reward. So if you find it hard, you just think about all the reward you're getting when you're being challenged. Yeah, and it's not so bad right now. It's not so bad. Yeah, it's easy. All right. Let's finish up this last one here as we finish the hour mark. So this last row is, first off, we have the letter wow.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. What an amazing letter. Wow.
Wow.
Right. And there's nothing to that one. Just wow. Wow. The next one here, I call it a heart chamber, a chamber of the heart. You know how the heart has how many chambers? 4 chambers, right? This is one of the chambers of the heart. This is the letter ha. Ha.
Ha.
So this is different from that other ha, which is like the raspy, kind of gaspy ha, where you're getting that air out. Right? You're not doing that here. Okay. Here it's like from the chest. It's ha, ha,
ha.
Yeah, like the ha in heart, right? Like the ha.
Okay.
That's why it's a chamber of the heart. Okay. The next one is a little guy. He looks like kind of like the squiggly here almost. And this is, he has a full name. He is called Hamza.
Hamza.
Hamza. Mm-hmm.
Hamza.
Yeah.
Hamza.
Yeah. And we're going to see him here and there in different places. He's a little guy. He comes with alif a lot. So we'll talk about that when we get there. Hamza. And then the last two, this one is, it's very curvy, and then it's got how many dots at the bottom? It's got two dots.
2 dots.
So all these all the dots are unique, right? These is 2 dots at the bottom. This is 1 dot on top, and then the boats, right? The 1 dot at the bottom. So there's no overlap there between these 5. So ya has 2 dots underneath. 2 dots underneath. This is the letter ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And then the last one here is also the letter yeah. Also
Yeah.
Yeah.
That throws you. Okay.
So you might say,
Notice-
well, hold on a second. Oh, how will I know? Right?
Right.
And so what you will see is both of them have 2 dots underneath, and that's how you know. So you're just focused on the dots more.
Okay.
And the other thing is that this one is used in particular locations. It's not used everywhere. So this one's more particular. This one is used normally, and this one is more particular. All right. Okay, well, that is it for the alphabet. Let's go ahead and review this last row. Sasum, go ahead. Start.
Wow.
Good.
Ha.
Good.
Hamza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Mashallah,
Right,
she got a better expression than I did. Yeah, she really, mashallah.
she's ready. She's ready to, give her jaw a break. She's like, yeah.
I understand that.
All right. So great job, guys. That is the whole Arabic alphabet in 1 hour. Some people spend months just on the alphabet, but here we are. We've done with the alphabet. And we're going to be seeing these letters now in different positions. So our next goal is to learn, because Arabic is kind of like cursive handwriting, and I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, right? So when you learn cursive handwriting, I don't know if you're a huge fan. I don't think I was too much of a huge fan because I had messy handwriting, but right? When you think about any English word, you're trying to make it cursive. How does it look? It's kind of like, oh, okay, you have to learn how it connects, right? The M, and then the E, and then the S. And you have to learn how it connects to the rest of the letters, right? You have to kind of think about it. So in Arabic, it's the same thing. You have the letter on its own, and when you connect it, what happens to it? How does it adapt to being connected to the different letters? So that's our next objective. And once we know that, we can read the words, and it's really smooth after that. Then it's just about adding the vowels. So that's what we're going to be learning tomorrow, is we're going to be seeing those same letters again in different combinations. And the way the book has set them out makes it really easy to practice the different combinations you see in the Quran. And the good thing is, because the examples are, generally speaking, all from the Quran, that makes it really easy to tell, really easy to prepare to read the Quran, because it's very focused just on that specific objective. Okay, so that's it for today. I'm going to stick around for a few minutes here just to answer any questions from the chat. I'll just go ahead and check out the chat now, just to make sure I got most of the questions, I think, but I can go ahead and answer them now. Sasu, Mohsen, you guys are welcome to stay back and listen in, or you're welcome to go as well if you need to go. While I answer the questions. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope this is good. I hope you guys are like, yes, I'm pumped for the next 19 days. It's not going to be bad.
Inshallah, alhamdulillah, it's been good, mashallah.
Yeah,
it was awesome, mashallah. Thank you so much. I do have to go because my baby's with a sitter, but blessings to everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Until tomorrow, inshallah.
Yes.
All right.
Inshallah.
Wa alaikum salam. Wa alaikum salam. All right. Well, thank you guys for your patience, all of you guys in the chat. I can spend a few minutes here before my next class to answer any questions you might have. What's the difference? Gilbert says, what's the difference between za and va? Seems to me that they are just the same. So we have those three letters that kind of look the same, don't they? And we're going to be practicing them a lot, and I'll probably spend some time with Sasum and Mohsen tomorrow as well. But those three letters, what are they? They are za. So let's do zal and va and za, right? These three letters. Let me zoom in here so you can see. Okay, so the first one I would say is first one is zal, right? The second one is va, or I think I wrote it as a z. Either way is fine. Either way is fine. And then the last one is za. So this one is zal. Make sure your tongue sticks out. Zal. Zal. And then the second one is va. 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 So zal and va, just like that. And then the last one here is za, like zebra. The same za that we have in English. Za. So zal, the tongue is out. Va, the tongue is out. And za, like the z in English. So I would say that these two are more alike, right? The ones on the right? These two are more alike. Like this is the light version, and this is the heavy version. The versus va, and then this is separate. Za is just a separate sound. Okay, so hopefully that clarifies for you the difference between those two. Can you list the heavy letters? Now, I'm not a big proponent of memorizing a list of heavy letters. I'm not a big proponent of memorizing those. If you want to, you can, but I'm not a big proponent of lists. I think it's easier to just learn as you go. That's my theory. But I know that some people just like to have the list all in one place of all the heavy letters. So the heavy letters, they are kha, sad, dad, ta, va, and qaf. Oh, what happened? Yeah, sometimes the PDF gets crazy. So they are kha, sad, dad, ta, va, ghain, and qaf. These are all the heavy letters, meaning that when I pronounce them, generally my mouth is in that awesome mode. Kha, sa, da, ta, va, ga, qa. All right. Again, I'm not a proponent of, hey, let's list everything together and memorize lists. I don't want you to memorize it, but if you need them all in one place and that helps you, here you go. Is it the same link to the Zoom call every day? I believe it is, yes. I believe it is, yes. Could you explain the difference between the two has again? Yes, the two has. So there's ha and there's ha, right? So the first one is the one with the belly, because the air is coming out of the belly, it's coming out, all that air is just coming out. And kind of the sound is controlled from the throat, right? And you're trying to fog up your glasses so you can clean them, right? Ha, ha. And this one is the same ha as in English from the word heart. Ha, ha, heart. Ha for heart. Okay. Assalamu alaikum. I missed the lesson as I got the timings wrong. How do you pronounce tha, ta, and va? Yeah, so I did those for you. I just did those, so hopefully you caught that. The other thing I would add, if I wanted to add tha is on its own, I would say. So tha is on its own here. Okay, so tha is closer to sa, right? Tha, tha, tha. This one has a buzz to it. Zal. This one is heavy. Va. And then this one is separate. Za. All right. Muhammad says, the question, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. Thank you. All right. I am joining from the UK. Did the session just start a short while ago? Actually, the session started an hour ago. I think the time changed for us yesterday, so that's why there might have been some confusion. But it started an hour ago. We just finished. I'm trying to print the PDF file, but all my pages are coming out blank. Huh. Not really sure what you could do there. I don't really know how to solve that for you. I would try to Google that question and see if it helps. I know that the other student here, Sasum, she had it printed out, so I know that people have been able to print it out. It might be just an issue on your end, maybe reconnecting your printer or making sure you choose the right file. I'm not sure what else you could do. You might need to read or call the people who from your printer company. What about the 3 forms of the letters, beginning, middle, and end? That's what we're going to start doing tomorrow, Hamdi. We're going to start doing that tomorrow. Where online can we purchase the text to practice? If you type in Nuraniya into Amazon, you should be able to get it. If anyone else has the link, you're welcome to join that. Thank you. Will all the classes be recorded and posted on the /hero link? If so, for how long? Yeah, the recordings, we will post them on a special course inside the /hero link. So once you register for all of our courses, you will see a section there just for this class, and you can find the recordings there, inshallah. And that's one of the benefits of subscribing, and you also support our work and help to make sure that we can continue having classes like this for all of you that are joining and listening in. All right. Just checking more of the chat here. Yeah, if you guys have questions, there's a specific box called the Q&A box. That'll really help to keep track of questions, I think. What are the small letters in the corner of each box, Kanika asks. These small letters are just the pronunciation of the letter in Arabic. You can ignore it. It's just the pronunciation of the letter in Arabic. It's kind of like in English, right? Like the letter B, the name of the letter is B, and it makes the ba sound, right? The name of the letter is B, it makes the ba sound. So that little part is just telling you how to pronounce the whole letter in Arabic. So like Hamza is a ha, and then a meme, and then a za, and then a ha. Hamza, Hamza. It's just telling you how to pronounce the letter in Arabic. It's kind of a loop. It's like you need to learn the alphabet to read the word. I don't know what the benefit is as much, but maybe it helps to know exactly what it is. Once you learn it, you can come back. It's more beneficial if you already know the letters, of course. Is it South Asian script or Medina script? No, this is not the Urdu script. This is the regular script that you will find. Can you share the link to access the PDF? Yeah, the PDF is getquranic.com/Noor. Getquranic.com/Noor. I'll put it into the chat again. All right, we got another minute here before my next class. Just trying to see if I missed anything. Can you pronounce the ra again? It is ra. I don't know if the person who asked that is still here, but again, we're going to keep going tomorrow as well. Okay, great. So I think that's enough for now. Thank you all so much. We will make sure that we're following with the chat more, inshallah. We'll try our best to keep monitoring the chat. I also have Fatima who's been helping with the chat as well and with the Q&A. But thank you all very much. please join at 3 p.m. Pacific. That's an hour and 15 minutes back from right now. Okay, so join on time tomorrow. I'll see you guys later. Thank you all so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.